Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Something to say, something to be heard. This is Indygo Skye. The song is fantastic. Absolutely incredible. And we have Indygo Skye with us to talk about this song and, you know, his music, everything. Hi Indygo Skye.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going really well. This song is incredible. Tell us more about it. Tell me, you know, the inspiration, what he's talking about, anything that you think is relevant about the song.
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me here on the show. I really appreciate it. I've been really looking forward to it ever since you reached out to me. So thank you so much. Yeah, so the song Carry Me, it kind of goes back to multiple phases of kind of, you know, my life and being here for 32 years. So I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. But, you know, music is always something that's been a passion of mine. And, you know, it's something that I've always worked heavily towards. But I've also always struggled with self-doubt. And I think a lot of the artistic types in some way struggle with that as well. But, you know, that's really been prevalent in a lot of my life is, you know, I had this dream of music, but there's this voice in the back of my head that, you know, is constantly telling me, oh, you're not good enough. You won't be as good as this person or, you know, just whatever it is. And again, I know that's something that everyone struggles with. I'm not unique in that sense. But a few years ago, you know, I kind of decided to, you know, take a stand against that mindset, against that thought process that I'm not enough, against the thought process that, you know, there's always going to be something better, right? There's always going to be someone better, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't give yourself a shot. You know, it doesn't mean you shouldn't still pursue your passions and your dreams and the things that you've always wanted to do. And that's really how Carry Me was born. Carry Me, from beginning to end, if you look at it lyrically, it kind of chronologically goes through the thought process of, you know, having that inner battle, you know, which is where the call and response in the first verse of, you know, make up your mind, you know, what's the word? I'm sick of being nothing. Like, I'm sick of not doing the thing that I'm passionate about and the thing that I feel I've been put on this earth to. And really the song is just about breaking out of that. It's about, you know, overcoming that self-doubt and pushing forward with strength and with perseverance and becoming the person that you feel you always, you know, were supposed to be. Sorry, that was a long answer.
No, it's a perfect answer. Absolutely. Look, you touch so many topics that are absolutely part of you know, being an artist or aiming to be an artist, right? But like you said, there's always going to be someone better. It doesn't mean that you don't have your personal, unique value and what you do. And I gotta tell you, that voice, like, for example, right now, listening to you talking, just by talking, this voice you have is a gift. It's amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah, it makes me feel self-conscious about my own. Like,
Oh, no, not at
I
all.
would like to have this wonderful voice. No, really. But tell us about that. Like, where do you train? Like, how do you practice? How do you make it better? What's the deal with that?
Yeah. So I really wish I could tell you. Yeah, I've been classically trained and I've been taking lessons for years. I wasn't that guy. You know, I never really took any formal lessons. I just there was a point in my life where I just dedicated any free time that I had to just playing a guitar and crafting, you know, and focusing on that craft, I should say. And I did stop for a few years. So even now, you know, talking about that self-doubt, even now I feel like anytime that I do practice, which is typically just kind of, you know, doing the rudimentary stuff. So getting a click track, practicing scales, and then I'll allot maybe out of a 2-hour practice session, an hour of it will be, you know, repetition, an hour of it will be scales, again, playing to a metronome, and then the next hour would be trying to produce something, you know, like a new song or a new idea. I can't say it always works out that way, but I try. But even, you know, getting back to what I was saying before, I did stop for quite a few years, you know, start work in corporate America and try to, you know, provide for the family life and all that stuff, which is, I wouldn't take that experience back for the world. But, you know, as far as getting back into it the last few years, that's basically what I've been doing. It's been primarily just years of not writing, years of not playing, just recording all that stuff down and then, or laying it down in some fashion or form. And then, you know, trying to get the skills back, right? So doing the metronome, doing the scales, practicing modes, soloing, stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish I could, you know, I wish I had a better answer for, like, this is my writing process. But really what's happening now, what Carry Me is, what my other song, Take My Hand, is, these are just songs that I've amassed over the years that I wasn't really playing a lot. And all these ideas are just kind of, you know, coming out now. So I'm trying to get myself back in form to where once I run out of these ideas that I have backlogged, I can, you know, start pushing forward again.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Personal, you know, talent that you have, and you're trying to become better, which says a lot, honestly. Your level, this is you. Like, we're listening right now to Carry Me. That's the song. And the guitar here is absolutely excellent. And I think that you also do the other instruments. I do,
yeah. So I record bass, you know, obviously I sing on it. The only thing that I will say I don't play is the drums, but I do program them. So I do not necessarily, you know, I don't have the skill in drums yet. That is definitely something I want to check off the list. But as of right now, yeah, I do program all the drums. And really the only thing that's done labor intensive wise is we just, you know, maybe re-kit, or, you know, we'll put it into another kit virtually, but everything that I programmed on the demo is basically everything that's being played on there. So again, it's not physically being played, but I do have to sit in front of a laptop and hit each note painstakingly once at a time. Right. But, you know, hey, it turned out well, right?
Yeah, you couldn't, like, you know, you couldn't tell. It's a very well constructed, sounds fantastic. Maybe,
thank you.
And like you said, maybe you don't play it physically, but you need to understand how it works and what it has to do. So, you know, technically is also playing it as well.
Absolutely.
So, all right, maybe you want to tell us a little bit of your gear and, you know, program, software. What do you use, or what do you like?
Sure, absolutely. So for the longest time, well, let me answer the question first. So, as of right now, man, I have, excuse me, if you notice in the Carry Me video, I don't know if you, were able to see the video, but,
I saw the video. I said, by the way, everybody should go and see the video. It's a fantastic video, and I want to know also more about that.
Thank you. Absolutely. So yeah, to answer your question, I've been almost strictly ESP LTD for the last couple of years. I picked up the one that I have in the video was my first one. And I got it because I knew ESPs were a good brand. They were great guitars. They were good for what I was doing at the time. And I got a model that was very versatile. So it was able to do, get tones for rock, tones for, bluesy tones. It can have really either you can get it as muddy or as crisp as you want. It's not as aggressive as the EMGs that are normally in the Eclipse series. And I fell in love with that guitar, man. So I just kind of, all my focus went to that. So I've got about, I think, 3 different LTD guitars now. And I do not plan on making that switch anytime soon. So ESP LTD has been really huge with me lately, the last few years. I use Black Star amps. I just kind of fell in love with those too. Not that I will only use that. I'm not prejudiced in any way, shape, or form, but that's just really what I've been resonating with tone-wise lately, if that makes any sense.
ESP, you gotta sponsor this guy here. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Sunday Coffee with Leerecs Friends, where music meets caffeine-fueled rock talk. Elevate your coffee game with Rivermoon Coffee, your trusted caffeine companion. Picture this. It's 4 p.m., and you're diving into a deep conversation about rock and life. What's missing? The perfect cup of Rivermoon Coffee. Tune in this Sunday at 4 p.m. Grab your brew from Rivermoon Coffee, and let the caffeine rock fusion begin. Get yours now with an exclusive 15% discount. Use promo code Leerecs15 when you purchase through our podcast link. Rivermoon Coffee, where every cup fuels a rock adventure. Taste the difference and rock on.
And I'm sorry, did you want me to talk a little bit about the video as well?
Yeah. Before you move on to the video, I'd like to, if you can share that, to know what kind of software or libraries.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I use a PreSonus Studio One, the Pro, PreSonus Studio One Pro for my DAW, which has been, it's very user-friendly, very straightforward. It's actually really my first, PreSonus Studio One was my first, I guess, what's the word I want to look for? Interaction with being a DIY musician, right? So that was my very first software I bought. And, of course, with anything new, I was kind of terrified to jump in, right? I just saw all these lines, all these, things on the screen, and I'm like, okay, I'm here, but I have no idea what I'm doing. But I will say Studio One's it's very user-friendly, very straightforward. So I was able to adapt rather quickly, without having any kind of foundation in doing that. And as far as the drum program goes, the drum software, I've used Superior Drummer. It's kind of an obsolete model. I still have Superior Drummer too, but I'm just going to keep using it until it works, right? Or until it stops working. Yeah. No need in, paying that money if you don't have to. So until they make it absolute. Exactly. Yep. You got it. So yeah, until they make it absolutely obsolete to where I cannot use it any longer, I'm still going to use that. And that's basically what I've been doing, just a lot of that. And I will buy like the easy packs or the add-ons. So I've got like the Rock Warehouse, the Progressive Foundry, just for those different grooves, those different tonal ideas, that I could kind of implement into the songwriting, really. So, the Rock Warehouse or the Rock Foundry may not have the same groove as the Progressive, of course, because they deal with more progressive metal, more odd time signatures, which is I love. I love progressive metal. I love those kind of polyrhythmic based style of genres. I love it. But yeah, so as far as the plug and play here in my home studio, that's basically what I use for now. Basically wrap everything up in a demo, because my mixing, I got to tell you, be completely honest, my mixing knowledge, absolute trash. So the best thing that it's absolutely dreadful. So I use my home studio to really gather the ideas, structure, formatting, get the ideas down tonally that I want, or sonically that I want, I should say. And I basically just take that and take it to my engineer, which is my buddy Jackson Ward out here in Indianapolis. He is an amazing engineer, an amazing drummer, actually, okay. Which I I plan on definitely working with him for later releases because the dude's insane. But he does his own thing out here with Strata Recording, Strata Recording, and he does those services, mixing, drum sessions, whatever you need. This kid is a jack of all trades. This man gets it done.
Really, I'm going to reach out myself.
Absolutely.
Listening to the results, absolutely, yeah.
Strata. Yes, and
okay.
Yeah, Strata. Yep, yes, sir. And yeah, so I'll take all my ideas to him. We'll re-record it. We'll recut some things, except for drums. It's just a simple plug and play from this software to that software. That's it. And yeah, he gets it done, and he makes it sound well. Of course, you hear the end result, right? That's all him. I may bring the song itself, but that's the guy that gets it sounding crispy. So I would be doing a disservice if I did not shout out my man Jackson at Strata Recording.
Well, a great job with the final result. Like I was saying, it's tremendous.
Absolutely.
Soundscapes, fantastic. All right, so
absolutely.
Another point of interest, like when we have these in common, I would say, this particular place, Indiana, wonderful place with a lot of great musicians, a lot of them unknown. A lot coming, exactly. So when I watched the video, I think you mentioned it was filmed inside of a theater or abandoned theater. So can you clarify that? Talk about that video.
Yes, absolutely. So that video was shot inside of Irvington Theater, actually, and it's right there in Irvington, inside of the Indianapolis Loop. So that was pretty cool. So the guy that I went through, the producer that I went through to, shoot the video, which was Brian at We Are Media. So We, the letter R, in media. So that's Brian Foster at We Are Media. Awesome guy. Does great work, as you see. But yeah, so basically I reached out to him, and it was really his contact that got us into Irvington Theater. But yeah, man, when I got there, it's just, a theater that they use for any and everything. So I know they have open mics there. They use it for shows. There's a stage, everything. It was a really great atmosphere and a really great place that I did not even know existed, to be honest.
I didn't know existed.
He told me, I had no idea.
Yeah, didn't know either. But definitely a place to check moving forward. Absolutely.
100%, and it's such a great place. A lot of utilizable areas, which we actually shot it in different spots of the same theater. So the bench scene, the stage scene, the hallway scene, all of that was within a few feet of each other. But we were able to, not we, they were able to really transform it into those different experiences when you go into those different scenes. So again, huge shout out to Brian at We Are Media. Anybody in the Indiana or Indianapolis area, you're trying to shoot a music video, definitely give my man a shout. He's
We Are Media, fantastic result. Definitely go and check the video. Is really beyond
Absolutely.
How do you say, the different emotions that you go through with those images, the imagery that they were able to obtain. I believe but the lighting was incredible, right? So the textures from the theater itself.
Yes.
I think it was like smoke as well, right? It's like some kind of smoke in the background. It's tremendous. Excellent job, everybody. All right. So absolutely. So what is next? Like, what are you looking towards, and what would you like to achieve next?
Yes. So right now, my main game plan is just to continue releasing the tracks, and in hopes to really just put music out there, put the content out there for people to get more familiar with me and with the music, and really promote those. But as far as music-wise, it's really going to be more of the same. So I plan on releasing just kind of 4 singles for this year, and then wrapping that up into an EP with some additional acoustic recordings. So that's my plan. I want to take all the songs that I release, with the hard rock or alt metal feel, and revamp that into an acoustic, acoustic tracks. Because I love when bands do that. I'm an absolute fan of hard rock bands that reimagine their songs into either an acoustic or piano or whatever the case may be. So that's kind of what I plan on doing with these songs. But right now, man, it's just really releasing the music, growing a social media presence. And eventually, pretty soon, I want to start getting around to, playing shows. And again, luckily I have my buddy Jackson at Strata Recording, who is a fantastic drummer. So I'm hoping that, when it starts to get to playing shows out, I've already got a drummer that I can rely on. But that's really the next steps, because nothing's going to grow music more than getting out there and interacting with people, right? That's the whole goal of what I do. Is I want to make music that people can connect with. You cannot connect with someone fully if you're at an arm's length. So that is the ultimate goal, is to get out there and play at these shows, have these interactions with people, and just connect, man. That's the whole thing.
Beautiful. I think it's a great goal to have, and it sounds, it sounds realistic. It's something that is attainable, absolutely attainable.
Absolutely. All
right, so again, "Carry Me" by Indygo Skye, wonderful. This track, check it out and follow.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Truthfully, I'm saying it from really is an amalgamation of bunch of influences, tremendous, great influences, but really with a very unique and personal angle, very different at the same time. So, okay, so if you had an advice for the person you were when you were starting, what would you say?
The person I was when I was starting. That is a good question. Man, just stop overthinking. That's really my biggest enemy. Is I will talk myself out of anything. And that goes back into that self-doubt thing, right? So even when I decided to start, there's still those questions of, well, what if I fail, or what if I do this? Stop overthinking and just do it. If this is something that you're passionate about, if this is something that you feel is really a part of who you are and what makes up who you are doing yourself more harm than good, not pursuing that. So if I could go back and talk to my younger self, just stop overthinking and just do it. Don't worry about the bigger picture. Put one foot in front of the other and walk toward the person you want to be.
That's right. Wow. Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful advice that I totally second. Very wise. Very wise.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, my pleasure, absolutely. And thank you, Indygo Skye. Beautiful track, Carry Me, and go and check it everywhere. And
absolutely.
Be on the lookout for the future, absolutely.
Absolutely, and thank you so much again. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this opportunity, and I love the conversation, and I look forward to tuning into your other shows.
Wonderful, thank you very much. It's been mutual, wonderful pleasure, and we're gonna enjoy a little bit more of Carry Me.
All right.
To the next one.
All right, buddy.
Tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.